Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SMG4 Theorists podcast, episode 2, part 2. Yes, that's how it works. Joined with my two fellow friends, Magario and Nonal, and yeah, this is just gonna be part 2 of us discussing what happens. And if you haven't watched part 1, it'll be in the description below, and it'll also be on the podcasts tab on the YouTube channel. Because you gotta remember, this can be a much bigger thing. So all of the stuff, so this Waffy, for example, the Puzzle Vision movie and everything I saw, this could be really like cool. The way they've set it up is that all of the story has been set into a puzzle itself that you have to solve piece by piece, right? Even though the flashbacks are obviously really weird in the sense that why all of a sudden are we getting that mini puzzles once a theme park, and then now cuts to present where
we're suddenly getting that Mr. Puzzles has daddy issues.
it also ties in with where his father was like, oh, you know, have a creative vision. It goes to the song where it's creative control, because he's forcing the control on people, being very creative, proving his father wrong and all that stuff like that.
Funny part is his father is sort of like, because all his stuff is parodies of other stuff, you know, it's rip-offs essentially. So I mean, his father is kind of right. He has no creative vision.
Yeah, he is right, because literally, Once Upon a SMG4, it's a knockoff of the Cinderella stuff like that. Mario's Mysteries, it's Blue's Clues. Scooby Mario, Scooby Doo. Mr. Puzzle's Game Show Spectacular is that Steve Harvey show. I don't know what it's called, but you get you obviously get the point. And then I guess the Puzzle Vision movie was kind of the only original, like, not just a copy of something, I guess.
Well, I mean, Puzzle Vision movie isn't something that he created. It's basically
It's a mixture. Yeah.
Like we see what his movie is, and it's literally just more parodies.
Oh.
Like that. Remember? So
yeah.
And then I guess the only original thing was the stage play, I guess.
Yeah.
Even then, that song isn't original. That song, was it? I don't know what it's from, but it's from something.
But
Oh, it's from what's it called? The Muppets.
The other things as well, yeah, like what you were talking about, where all of its parodies, literally, what's it called? Mario the Explorer, for example, is that she's just Dora the Explorer, and then you've got Despicable Mr. Puzzles, which is literally just Despicable Me. It's Despicable Me 1, by the way, not the new ones. It's Despicable Me 1. So yeah, I guess it kind of ties in. But another thing as well, like his actual personality, he gets sort of taken aside as a joke, because they're like, oh, we've defeated him from the Puzzle Vision movie. We've defeated him. He's not really that much of a threat if we can defeat him and smash him out the fucking showgrounds and stuff like that, right? It's like he gets taken aside as a joke because obviously he's defeated, and when when we get interesting moments, because of him already failing, they kind of put him into a consistent loop of it. So like I was saying, comedy arc, he is so close to gaining it. He literally defeated SMG4, but SMG4 just has that convenient button. It ruins the whole entire thing. Puzzles fails, escapes, right? Like a coward, he escapes, right? He builds it up again, and this time he obviously has been trying to get Mario. He's targeting Mario and SMG4 specifically. That's because Mario's the one that gets in the way, and SMG4 was the one that's kind of like the whole entire host behind it, right? So you're seeing that Puzzles steals Mario's mustache as an example, right? To create a replica version and gain the comedy and the funniness that way. But even that doesn't work, because Mario manages to convince the knockoff version of him to just be friends. They go into the sunset, blah 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 blah, which is another fail. So they're consistently failing over and over again on Puzzles to make him look like some sort of joke, who has no creativity and is just a failure in life, basically. And he wants to try and prove everyone wrong, especially with what's probably going to happen in Waffy, is now that he's taking things kind of seriously, tying himself into a bloody powerful machine, this has to do like some amount of damage to him, basically. Like to everyone.
It's probably going to lead to some sort of character development.
Yeah.
Like this is where it's leading to. But also like the idea that he's like been a failure up to this point. That's been pretty much expressed in the first 2 videos of this, where he's like in his lowest point. So. Does anyone have anything else to add, or should we move on to something else?
Well, I mean, I do like if we were to move on to one thing, I am about to send a funny thing, not funny thing, a thing that you'll see when I send it.
Is it about how the thumbnail looks exactly like What for 2018?
No. It's actually
About.
it's actually not really about Wattby in a way, but it's also
okay.
about Mr. Puzzle. So let me just send it in here. So it's not even about SMG4. It's what I believe is that Property of Hate, if you've heard of it, I don't think you've heard of it, but this show, the main character is not the TV man. It's a character called Hero, but the second main character is the TV man, and his name is RGB. And the show was made in 2012. And what I believe is that this show is maybe what inspired SMG4 to make Mr. Puzzle.
That is literally the same design.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not the same, and obviously there's no. I wouldn't accuse it of plagiarism, but that is like definitely the inspiration. There's no way they came up with the same thing. Someone, whoever the artist was for Puzzles.
And the personalities are kind of similar in a way.
That's interesting. I didn't know about this.
I think I remember you talking about this in the Theorist group
Oh
chat. Yeah. Like he sent a screenshot of what the guy was looking like from the web, from the internet.
Yeah, this is definitely what inspired the design, because there's some stuff here that is like the knobs on the TV being pretty much the same, and obviously the I don't know what the name is for his mouth with the multicolored error screen thing.
Exactly.
That is definitely, and obviously the bow tie and even the antenna somewhat. So yeah, I would say it's definitely an inspiration. I didn't know about this. This is completely new to me. I saw by Newest. See if anyone's pointed this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, I don't have much else to say to that. I mean, it's very similar. That's obviously the inspiration. Obviously, I know some idiot will try to say, "Oh, they plagiarized it," but no.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I guess one of my worries, like the worst case scenario for this Wattby, is it's going to be like 2018. Because I mean, the thumbnail is pretty much the 2018 thumbnail, almost. I mean, it's obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about it too much because there are key differences, but. It is they probably could have by the lightning in the background. So I think that's a bit too similar. I'm not gonna bitch about it. Like I really don't think it's that big of a deal. As long as they do something, as long as it's the video itself is not a retread, which it shouldn't be. I hope. I don't really see how they could really copy it. But yeah, I just thought the interesting thing to point out that I noticed about this thumbnail.
Well, yeah, it's funny because we literally discussed how what V2024 will be like what V2018 in our theory video, because like both Mr. Puzzle and Waluigi were like seeking for like revenge in a way, and then they feel like the best way to do it is to bring Mario and SMG4 into a hell-suffering challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the premise to what V2024 will basically be the same. He forces Mario and SMG4 to do the challenges. So, that's sort of basically the same sort of setup for the challenges.
Ooh, my head just clicked. Ooh, right. So, in the trailer, you see SMG3 tied to the wall with all the items being thrown at them, and then you see Bob being chased by things. What if, Puzzles has Mario and SMG4 controlling them secretly? Like Mario, not mind controlling them, but in the sense that they are just playing the challenges, the games, but it's actually affecting where the characters are, like SMG3 carrying everyone at the sword. I don't know how to describe it. it
I
was
don't know.
it was clear into my mind, like it clicked into my mind when I pictured like SMG3 obviously on the wall with all the knives being thrown at him. I was like picturing maybe Mario and SMG4 are doing that by force, basically, from puzzles, setting it up as a game.
I don't know. I assume that's just like a bunch of like stock, like well, not stock, you know, like just example sort of
To show what it's like, yeah.
scenes basically, because I think what the cast appearances are going to just be in the challenges themselves with what people have submitted. I think those are just like scenarios they've just used for the trailer.
Yeah.
I don't think it has any deeper meaning.
Like that's the thing with Watfy, it's set in the way that it's a user generated like challenge game, right? But obviously now with obviously lots of story involved, they've got to add that on the side as well, which they can do really well, especially with, well, they did it all right with Watfy 2023 and 2022 and everything of the sort. Like they add some bit of story after the big challenges, so maybe that's what's going to happen, is that after the challenges, like they will have the extra extension of the story. Because if you like, obviously when you look back, when Watfy's weren't all about the story and lore as well, they were only like basically 12 minutes. They were like normal length episodes, but then they started getting longer and longer from Waluigi's Watfy, because it had some story in it as well, and so from there onwards they got longer and longer, and that's why I'm just like there, like maybe, you know, all the story stuff is going to be after the challenges. The challenges are just going to be some.
Well, yeah, sort of. It's always been, you know, they have a little intro, then it's the challenges, and then it's the rap battle and all the story stuff. I mean, to be honest, I kind of prefer Watfy 2023 felt like a movie, like the Western Skating Nick's got to be perfect, and I'm assuming this one's going to be more like 2022 or 2021.
I felt like this one will be like 2018. Oh, I already said that, but like in like the formatting of it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's kind of disappointing. Because it's going to be more like this is a criticism of all art Watfys. It's going to be more somewhat predictable. You can sort of know what the story beat's going to be. The only real way I can see them making this really stand out, right? Which it's not going to happen. Is if Mr. Puzzles wins the rap battle. That's the only way. I think that this isn't going to be like a predictable sort of. I don't, just because it's predictable doesn't mean it's going to be bad or less enjoyable or anything. But to truly make this stand out, then that's the only way I can really see that happening. Because I can already sort of tell what the direction it's going to go in.
Sorry.
I mean, the difference for you.
Sorry to jump in. This isn't going to be like anything story related. What just happened? Like, no, what have I just like pointed out? You know, you guys were talking about the thumbnail and stuff.
Yeah.
How did this get past? Like everyone's processing. Like the lightning effect isn't even properly done. It's literally just a stock image that doesn't even go
Well, to be
around.
fair, you just have to examine that very carefully.
Examine
but
that
I mean, I've noticed.
It's a lightning.
I mean,
image.
I wouldn't have made that mistake for start a video this big. I mean, I've seen I know the Doomsday with Mario's Hey video that has the explosion cuts off at the top. That's something I noticed before. So it's not like the thumbnails have always been the highest quality, but
yeah.
I mean,
this is
I guess that does clearly cut off at one point. That's a bit odd that happens. But
that's very easy to notice.
I mean, I didn't notice it, and I think anyone else has noticed it, so I don't think it's as easy as you think it is to notice.
I swear I've seen that lightning strike effect as well. It's just one whole image.
I've probably used it. I think I've probably used it before.
Ooh, I swear I recognize the lightning effect from what's it called, Clash Royale. Anyways, as I was saying before, the only thing that might distinguish this Watfy from Watfy 2018 or something is the fact that it's a carnival for one, and two, how the other characters seem to be going through other very interesting challenges in a way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess something we completely forgot to mention is Meggy / Leggy. I completely forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
What do
she
you guys think is gonna happen in that?
she plays some random part as well in like the teaser trailer, like as if she's just standing there to an entrance or something. So
I mean, if I can guess what, so the thing that will happen in the worst case scenario is that she will just be reverted back to normal, and that's about it. Or the best case scenario is that she is involved with Puzzle's character development in some way.
Oh yes, because because they can't just do like,
because they've set that up in they sort of set that up in the end of the Meme Factory.
like she shows her sympathy and is like, oh, Puzzles does have some good side, blah 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 blah, right? And then it's in the sense that when Puzzles rides up on the road and calls out obviously Meggy, right? Meggy's obviously like she overreacts, because as soon as SMG4 and Mario are like, oh yeah, she's okay, and they walk away, she just doesn't stay angry. She's like, oh, who does he think he is? Blah 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 blah, random stuff. I don't know. I
think that happens because she's having doubts now, and so she's overreacting as like her. I don't think that's like an issue with the story or anything. I think that makes a lot of sense, because she's literally got like this leggy on her shoulder that was making her doubt, be sympathetic to Mr. Puzzles, and so she overreacted in that case. To sort of, because she's having these doubts, and obviously she doesn't want these doubts, and yeah, so that's why she overreacted in that scene, and I think that makes sense actually.